Hi, welcome to Cosmo Bliss. I know it seems a little bit close up today, but this is geared towards the conversation that I want to have. I'm just going to jump right into the content of what I would like to talk about. But basically, someone asked me about why I left social media the last time I posted a video, and I had been thinking about this for a while. I've briefly shared in other videos that I have done this and why I have done this, but I hadn't gone into real detail. And then on top of that, just the sensations of what I'm feeling today in this moment. It all just wraps up perfectly for what I want to express. And on top of that, the vulnerability of being so close up, being naked faced and messy hair and very unprepared. And because this can go right into it, because I don't want to create a false image. This is me in a moment of, I grabbed a camera, this is how I am today. I don't want to set myself up to look a certain way so that you all think that I constantly look that way. And that just shows in so many avenues that most of social media is staged. It's not real. And as a YouTuber, that's not the best thing for me to say on my channel, but I think a lot of people are under these impressions and are coming to their own consciousness that what others present to them in a very selected and calculated time frame on social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, is just a segment of their life, and a lot of the time it's skewed and it's not the spontaneous moment-to-moment life that we actually live. So trying to create a more specific path for this conversation, I'll just answer the question, why did I leave social media? So I left social media about over 7 months ago. Basically, after I gave birth to my son, I left because I felt an impression to. I wanted to follow that impression, that intuition, that gut sensation. And if I were to try to explain to you what motivated me to have and follow that impression, it's because I wanted to be more present with my son that was just born. I was a nanny for many, many years before I became a mother. And in the midst of nannying, I always had social media. I always had that distraction. I had my phone. I would lovingly take care of the children I would nanny for, but I always had social media. And so sometimes I would get so caught up with taking care of them and also updating social media to a point of neglecting their needs. I mean, not in the entire sense of neglecting them, but not giving that child the full attention that they required and needed for their own emotional, physical development. And so I reflected a lot on basically how I feel like it's really hard for me to say, I messed up on so many of these kids because I had this distraction in front of me. And yes, I was as present as I could be, but that wasn't enough with the influence of social media constantly nagging and pulling me in. I'm the type of person where I get very focused on one thing. And so if I get a question on my Instagram, if I get a question or a comment or an inquiry, I feel like I feel obligated a lot of the time to give my full self, to give a full response. And that can take me away from what I'm actually in the moment doing. I find that I still have YouTube, and I find that I do not get as caught on YouTube for some odd reason. I feel there's boundaries with YouTube, and I have selected time where I try in my own privacy, without any children around, without any relationships trying to build. I will select a small amount of time and try to get back to people. And I'm clearly not very good at it, but for some odd reason with Facebook and Instagram and Messenger, and that's all I really had actually, I was just not good at it. And so the first reason was I wanted to be fully present with my son. I wanted to be fully present with my husband. He still has social media, but I thought that, you know, if one of us can at least do it, it will create a deeper, more present connection, and I feel like it has. Another huge reason why I got rid of social media is because it's a huge reason. It gave me a ton of anxiety. My whole life I have suffered with so much anxiety, and a lot of that anxiety is rooted in comparison, and I feel that a lot of us struggle with this, and I always knew it was an issue, especially with Instagram, that I would compare my life. I would compare my face, I would compare my words, my interactions, my social group, the lack of social group with other people, and it constantly left me feeling inadequate. And I can say that ever since I've gotten rid of Instagram, my confidence has felt better. Not because, how do I put this? My confidence has felt better because I'm not focused on myself. My confidence has been rooted towards being a good mother, a good caretaker, patient. My confidence hasn't been entangled in order to be confident, I have to be beautiful. I have to be well put together. I have to be perceived a certain way. So my confidence was altered and shifted towards different meanings, and it boosted me. Ever since I got rid of social media, I don't as much. I'm a human. I still find myself caught, but I've noticed that I don't focus so much on the physical, and I don't focus so much on what other people think about me. I just try my best. And because I know I'm trying my best and I'm not having anyone else prove to me what they're trying, I can internally recognize that I am doing my best, and that is good, and that is perfect. So there's that. And then on top of that, it's like Instagram is, like I said from the very start, here's my face. It's plain. It's not pretty. There's no pretty lights. There's no makeup. There's no nice hairdo. So Instagram creates this perfection. It creates this false image. It's insane. I've met so many people who on Instagram, I'm just like so jealous. One moment. I get so jealous of certain people on Instagram sometimes because their beauty seems just like, wow, I don't even, I feel like standing next to them, I would just emanate pure like ugliness. That's sometimes how I feel. And then it's interesting, I've met people that I had this jealousy towards, and then in person, they look nothing like they do on their phone, on my phone. So it just creates this like whole idea and this expectation of how you are supposed to present yourself to, and it leads people feeling inadequate. I think that I've spent a majority of my life trying to be the best of who I can be in a negative way, to a point I have drained myself. I have tried so hard to become all of these things rather than to just be who I am, to present myself as who I am right now. And yeah, energetically, I feel like people are just so tired and so, they don't want to do things anymore. People don't want to connect. People don't want to be outside without looking a certain way, without documenting it, without having to show, oh, look how cool I am, look at what I'm doing today. And the whole time that you're doing it, someone is filming you, taking photos, and you're really not enjoying yourself, but everyone on their screens thinks, wow, this person has such an exciting life. And I know that people have expressed that that's how they feel about me, and that's why it's so hard sometimes to want to even make videos. I've eliminated all my social media other than YouTube because there's still this form of connection that I want, but that connection is I want to be vulnerable and I want to be real and I want to tell people it's not always what you think. And by sharing that, it's just, it's so challenging. Like, I want for people to be a little less hard on themselves. And I want to inspire people to be themselves and to create. Don't stop creating, but to create in an authentic way and to show people the humanity and the humanness that we all experience. We don't need to hide the fact that, you know, we have pimples and our hair is messy and we don't always wear makeup and we sometimes stutter over words or we have brain farts and like I don't want to create a false image. And because I felt that a lot of my Instagram and Facebook appeared to be a false image, not by intention always, but appeared to be a false image, I decided to get rid of it for those numerous reasons. And I have felt a whole lot better. And I definitely have moments where this is the feeling that I felt today. I have moments where I feel lonely. And my husband has social media, so sometimes he'll come home and he'll be on Facebook. And it does create this loneliness and sometimes even anger. And I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to understand that people will do what they need to do in order to feel validated and good and seen by other people. Sorry, I'm doing a work thing and it reminds me that I have to click. I'm still here. So people will inevitably do what they feel that they need to do. My mom, she's always on social media. And I've just known a lot of people and friends. And it really bothers me, and it really, for some odd reason, it aggravates me, and I know that that is not the way to approach people, to show them that they don't need that. The way to show them that you don't need social media is to be grounded. It is to show that you are mentally cleared, that you don't need certain things in order to feel good, that you don't need instant gratification. If you want to show to your friends and your family that you don't need social media, be an example of calmness. Be an example of learning how to be alone and to be content. Because people will start to ask you, how do you do that? How do you not have anxiety in these situations? How do you have the confidence that you have? And that's your gateway into teaching people you don't need social media to make you feel better. And if you were to recognize, not only do you not need it to make you feel better, it does not make you feel better. It is like a drug, and there have been so many studies, there have been so many people coming out saying this, and so many people who have had thousands and thousands of subscribers who have come out and say this. And so I think one step at a time, baby steps essentially. But that is my explanation for the most part of why I left social media, how it's been making me feel being off, and then also the negative consequences of how sometimes I feel lonely, like I can't share my life or see what my friends are up to, and how the negative consequence of how I choose to be sometimes frustrated or aggravated when the people around me are on social media and I'm talking to them and they can't hear me, or how it doesn't feel genuine when you hang out with people when they're on their phones. And so, but I believe though that that is a choice that I feel when those scenarios happen, and I have a choice to shift my awareness. I have a choice to shift my reactivity towards what other people choose for their lives. And I hope to really work on that and correct that. But I hope to also inspire people to take a break. Every single time I've taken a break in the past, for even a few weeks, a few months, I always felt rejuvenated, but ultimately I have noticed every time I do get back on that it doesn't bring me the happiness I'm searching for, and the longer I go without it, I can see that so clearly, and I'm just envisioning, going a very long time, possibly one day, even years without it, to a point where I never get it back. I don't have to show my child that he will need that to be cool or be a part of the world and society that we've created. But I'm not there yet. I'm hoping to get there one day. And as for right now, basically I'm 7 months sober. And also I want to say, even if you have it, if you have the will strength to not go on it frequently, then props to you. I'm not saying it's evil. I'm not saying it's altogether bad. But for me personally, it does not work. It does not bring me happiness, and I know a lot of other people as well. But if it genuinely brings you joy and connectivity, then go for it. This is my personal explanation. But I think it's important to question everything we do, to try to see cognitive behaviors, to try to understand what causes certain emotions and triggers, and sometimes taking a step back and eliminating those things are the only way to see that, that was actually the reason why I felt that way. So, I hope this video helped. I hope that it reaches someone. I don't even care if it's just a few people at this point, but just someone. I hope it inspires you, and to know you are not alone, and that if you basically find yourself continually going back and feeling like, I would say in my own words with how I feel, if you feel like a loser for being in this circle of going back and forth, don't feel like a loser. It's literally created to make people addicted, and it's hard to get off of certain addictions like that. So give yourself some slack and be a little patient, but also know it is possible in this world. It's possible to create an unconventional way of living and existing in and amongst other people and how other people are operating. So I hope that wasn't too long, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you're interested to watch more videos from me, you can always subscribe, or just remember my name, Cosmo Bliss, and look me up whenever you want to see where I'm at on this journey. So thanks for watching, and I hope you all are doing well.